Do you think we're gonna see dive out of Rogue ZP?
Gee, is Rogue going to use a composition that they popularized for all of Western Overwatch? Gee, Hex, I think that is a very good possibility.
He might throw that on one of his tanks, but who is the target here? A good sleep onto Too Easy as well, as uNKOE goes down after using the boost onto Nico. Nico looking for some in the back line, doesn't bust out the blade, they don't necessarily need it either.
Ooh, Nico just getting punched in the mouth by Ludi into the back, not really what he was looking for at all, and it is a little bit weird they didn't pull out the blade. I think he felt he didn't need it, and then he probably did.
Well, the Rogue motto for a while has been nothing for free, so I don't imagine they'll sit back and wait for this, but a Nano Blade comes in from Casper.
Nanoblade comes in, and it's a beautiful sleep dart reflecting the uNKOE, takes him down, removes the Ana from the fight, and gets wins for good measure. Both supports down for Rogue, and Tempo has opened the way. And Tempo, they can just pile on with the barrier here. It's gonna be barrier versus nano boost, and it's gonna be a lot of Nico. Nico taking this guy's Nanoblade is out right into the barrier, but Nanoblade can crack through barrier if played well. Still though, Nico gets damage done, but is it enough to win the fight? It's hard to say. It's 3 versus 3 remaining. 3 Tempo, 3 on Rogue, and now it's down to 2 on 2, one of the most even fights we have seen, and Beast Halo, one of the ones remaining. Reinforcements coming back in for Tempo, and they very well are going to take this fight soon. Being a pest into the back line, almost getting on the Cozy, but Cozy able to shake him, able to deal with Soon's pressure into the back, but this time it's AKM, no longer on the Diva, doing work on the Soldier, and solidifying things here for Rogue.
Maybe if it starts to still go bad for them, just run the triple DPS that they're known for. A Blade comes in from Casper, though, finds uNKOE in the back line before that barrier can save him.
Blade running into the barrier, but Dream Casper does not care. He had the nano boost and ends up with 3, cleaving through adversity. He was down to something like 30 HP there. Did not matter in the end. Cuts right through Rogue's defenses and keeps Tempo Storm rolling forward.
Knocks that Too Easy very low, has to try to stay alive, being pressured, but does get the support that he needs as they go back in. Force out the Transcend rather early from uNKOE as Casper dashes through too.
Casper dashes in, Soundbearer in from Tempo. Tempo doubling down on this fight, and for good reason. Soon is out, and Too Easy is in. We have a Nano Visor in play. Haven't been seeing this as much recently, and he is Too Easy looking for anything into the back, and really doesn't get as much because of defensive matrix. Probably why I don't see much, and oh no, that's a Diva Bomb right in Too Easy's face, barely able to get away. This is a crazy fight.
So teams will restabilize here. A deep dive from the backline as Casper has Blade yet again.
Casper has Blade, but immediately eats a Helix Rocket for his troubles. AKM not having any more of that. And AKM swapping back to the 76 has definitely been helpful here for Rogue, where plenty of sightlines here on last that he can use, and I would say that him to 76 and Nico to the Diva has been a pretty good adjustment here from Rogue.
Too Easy's gonna have to find something, but so hard with the Diva on the field.
They found AKM, by the way. Dream Casper goes, wait, there's a soldier here. Causes AKM to go a little bit further back, but Rogue is going to counter here at the Transcendence, keeping everyone alive versus this Tempo dive, but Dreamcasper's still up and around. He's grabbed one here so far, going to take down soon, and has a Blade coming up as well. But we're in overtime. Tempo cannot move away from the point. Dream Casper under pressure, and here comes the Blade. Diving to the back, finds uNKOE, looking for more, tearing through Winston, forces out the Primal, and takes down Wins with one swipe. Dream Casper keeping the hope alive right now for Tempo, but they don't have much room to give here, Hex.
He got both supports, but Soon is able to find him eventually, sticks him with a pulse bomb. Barrier comes in for the offense, though not quite over yet. Soon will fall. Respawn should be in favor of the defense here, but they're going to have to get some kills if they want to bring this one back.
They've been getting staggered, though. Too Easy has been getting crucial kills right into the backline, chasing after Nico. Nico wants to get remech'd, not going to happen. The payload is moving forward. Rogue must contest. The Transcendence is out, and Rogue, as time expires, not able to prevent Tempo Storm from claiming their prize. Tempo's doing an okay job of getting back into this fight and buying some time, and in fact, Beast Halo and Dream Casper getting some quick revenge. It was looking like Rogue had this one entirely, but the divers of Tempo getting back into the fight just in time, and even though the point is almost captured, they have bought crucial time here for Tempo on this defense, but it's not quite enough. Rogue holding very far up, Wins way in the back where he belongs, And AKM under assault right now, under heavy pressure. The Transcendence going to come back out in a hurry, saving AKM in his time of need, and that's really good to react to Beast Halo, and Rogue will keep the momentum going forward. We got an ambush setting up here. Dreamcasper and Beast Halo crouching around to the backside. They are the Bash brothers here for Tempo Storm, and Dreamcasper assassinates uNKOE. Gets the man he's looking for. The stealth mission Metal Gear scientist ninja has worked out.
Casper still in the back line. Didn't even have to use Blade. He will find his end in the face of Soon, though, as both of the DPS peeled back to try to deal with that. You can't lose your DPS on the entry there. You don't want to be pushing in with ults, which is their plan for the next one. Nox has to be careful, too. Gets very low. Now is not the time to really be gambling with Poke. Transcend comes in, though.
Transcend comes in. Dreamcasper holding on to the Dragon Blade. Transcendence is out, and they're layering the support ultimates again for Tempo. I mean, at least they have the support ultimates up, and it works out. While they're in the period where they can't be hit, Dreamcasper able to get one onto Soon. Gonna get booped and bopped away. Nox has had enough. Dreamcasper has no way out. He is thrown to his death. My goodness. Rogue with an ideal opportunity to turn this right back on its head, but here comes the Transcendence. Dream is waiting for that, and the sound barrier will give him time to wait. Now the Transcendence is about faded, and the Blade can be unleashed, but here comes the self-destruct over the top. Space being made here. Won't be enough.
Well, there's also space on the other side. His self-destruct will create space. Now this fight's taking place in a very odd spot. Casper finds himself down after the end of that fight. Didn't get anything from the Blade. Nox pops Primal to knock them all away. Still a little back and forth, but momentum now firmly in Rogue's favor. They are still fighting, though, from Tempo. Transcend comes out defensively.
It's another Transcend. Tempo's been getting Transcendences off over and over again. It's been a great job here by Cozy. uNKOE under assault in the back, too easy, taking him down, and Tempo Storm on the verge of holding off Rogue and taking map number one. What universe are we living in right now? No baguettes for Tempo Storm. They have rejected them in full. And you have Tempo just working their way up, but they're getting poked down very heavily as they try to move forward, and Rogue is not really having much of it.
Right, they lost Soon early, so that's why Rogue was taking a bit of a step back. They don't have the backline pressure that needs to be in there. However, Nox goes in very deep, punished. They lose 3 quickly. I don't know what I'm seeing necessarily. It just seems like they're all alone. They're not playing together. There it is as they bring it back. They can do that. They can win their 1v1s.
This is actually turning in favor of Tempo. Rogue has lost way too many people. They were deep diving, things were going well, but when you start losing 2, 3 people suddenly, what's going to happen here? Tempo is going to be able to take advantage of those pickoffs and move into the courtyard as 6.
Support ultimates decide games in a lot of different games, Overwatch especially here. They're going to open up with Barrier. uNKOE now out of the fight. That is so much huge healing that they rely on, now not going to be there, but NiKo takes out Dreamcasper with both, I think both use the Blade. And yeah,
they both used the Blade. It was top 10 anime battles, and NiKo was the one standing. He resheathed the sword. There's a cool animation effect. He is the one still alive here, but Tempo pulling in the pressure. Tig over the top, takes down NiKo, and a tragic end for our anime hero.
Rogue not giving up any inch for free, will dive in really hard on him. The anti-heal comes down on Beast Halo. Despite that, though, able to take down his counterpart.
Nox is just heavily focused there. Didn't get the support he needed. NiKo now off on an island. He's going to get taken down. And Tempo cleaning up what was a somewhat unorganized Rogue offense. AKM tries to clean up here with the nanovisor, and it's not just trying. He takes down 2 in hot pursuit. Doesn't even care that Tig is a diva. He's got to demech her all the same. And Rogue, off of AKM's nanovisor, able to bring this one right back and stabilize. A 6v5 setup here for Tempo, and still options here for Rogue to crack this one wide open. NiKo holding on to self-destruct, and that's something pretty good when you get clear people off the payload in overtime.
Yeah, well, we're in overtime right now, as you mentioned, and they start by taking down 2 easy. The Primal Rage will come in and disrupt everyone's positioning as AKM will get the visor. Tig, Johnny on the spot in his face, but at low health gets demech, desuited. Casper trying to bring this back on a wing and a prayer.
Gets a deflect on the AKM, but that is about it. 1 versus 4, not a great situation, even for a Genji of the caliber of Dreamcasper. NiKo's gonna get the last little bit of cleanup here on the payload, and Rogue will strike back here at Tempo with a 2nd-point hold. And Rogue, Nox, not to be denied, chasing after Ludi with reckless abandon, gets his man, but look at Dewey in the back. Still making this a winnable fight here for Tempo, moving in with Beast Halo. They combine their forces, they grab uNKOE, and what you're seeing here is just a constant combination of Winston plus flanking DPS plus dead support on Rogue. Wins and uNKOE are having a much tougher day than they usually do. Wins is definitely, I don't know what's going on. This is only set 2 of the day, but Wins has been having trouble getting out of Dragon Blades. He has not been as evasive as Ginger Pop was earlier, but AKM opens the door. Self-destruct going to take down 2, and Rogue keeping the payload moving forward. Beast Halo has to delay here with Primal Rage to give Dreamcasper time to get back onto this point and hopefully get a tac visor up if you're from Tempo. Oh my goodness, the fireworks! Goodbye, good night, they can't even get back on the payload. uNKOE under heavy assault, down he goes! Pinpoint precision coming out here from Dreamcasper, positioning in his favor. AKM gonna devour that flashbang, but gets demacked! AKM somewhere is just going, I wish I could be in McCree right now. I do hope that Dreamcasper goes to day 1 pub strats. I mean, it's not going to be a Bastion, but the EMP coming in. Dreamcasper, no way out this time around. Win's going to fish it off, and that is quite good here for Rogue at the very least for restabilizing, but Tempo with plenty of time right now. The thing about the EMP is that even in the middle of the fight, he can still build it up in the middle of it, so this is a case for Tempo where they have to be swifter. And oh no, uNKOE getting caught by the flashbang, just barely able to translocate away. Tempo, they feel they have an edge. They're diving right in. The Nano Blade is out. Pig right to the back, but it's not really decisive enough. He's gotten 3 kills. It's very good for Tempo, but Rogue has probably killed enough to stop this push from doing any real lasting damage for payload progress. Right now, Tempo not really taking much time in between pushes, keeping heavy pressure on Rogue where they're at least hoping that the EMP comes out sooner rather than later, and there's the EMP. Dreamcasper going to fall as a result. Nox right there at the follow through, so uNKOE converting from EMP to a 1-team fight. Even gonna hack Tig here just for good measure.
Yeah, Sombra did say she wanted to make friends, and apparently she's made a friend in the map boost.
That's a terrible friend. Like, that is not good.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
uNKOE's
if that's your friendship, heck, if those are your friendships, I hope you get new ones. But yeah, uNKOE has EMP. More EMP for everyone. No one can use any abilities, and Rogue dining at the Tempo Storm buffet. Someone please stop uNKOE from hacking. Someone, where is the FBI when you need them? This has just been brutal. uNKOE has been getting EMP up every fight. Maybe this is the one fight he won't have it up, but getting good harassment on the side, not going to get stunned or slept dart, and is able to outright kill Cozy. Who needs an EMP when you can do that? You can't have that happen. It just feels like Tempo hasn't been able to play the game. Like, they've been going up, setting up, and just getting hacked. Getting Pulse Bomb now on top of it. When was the last time Tempo had a clean team fight here? Do you remember? I don't. Watching Tempo play right now is like watching Charlie Brown try to kick a football. It is that bad with how the EMP has been wrecking every single push. EMP comes in again. Nox is right there. 3 immediate kills, and the self-destruct was just gratuitous violence at that point. uNKOE, 50% weight to EMP. Not gonna have it for this fight, so Tempo might have a real opportunity this time around. Tig moving to the back with the Dragon Blade. And for Tempo, they're trading out, but the problem is you need to do better than trading out here in offense for Volskaya. You need to have it be decisive, and though it's not the worst opening, there's just too many people up for Rogue right now. They're not going to get the decisive fight they need, and admirable from Beast Halo, but probably not going to be enough here as Nox is just knocking Tig to and fro.
uNKOE gonna have EMP again. Sorry, I'm just gonna make a recording of that and hit a button.
How many times have we said that? uNKOE has EMP again. By the way, uNKOE, EMP again. Also, uNKOE, EMP. Also, for real, uNKOE, EMP. Moving in. Everyone EMP'd into the back. Nico there at the fall through. Too easy. He's had enough. He's tried the ninja at least 1 tick. Rogue catching it off guard, but maybe this ninja has put Rogue a little bit off guard.
It helps.
Probably not.
It helps a little bit.
It does help.
Yeah. They get some nice kills there. They're bringing it back a little bit. They just have to hope for some sort of progress now, but Soon and Wins combined for a couple. Now Tig out of the mix, and that is the saddest Lucio in the world. 1v3. Moody did his best.
All I learned today is that uNKOE moonlights for some national security agency, whether it be the NSA or something else, because that hacking was brutal. Tempo Storm could barely play the game.
So this might just be a little bit of a dry push, trying to get the EMP out of the opposing team while uNKOE tries to set up. AKM's also rotated. They do get the EMP out of Tempo Storm.
But
a couple of kills.
How was Wins not hit by that EMP? I think it was a case where he just barely line of sighted it. It looked like he was in range. He wasn't. Dropped the sound barrier at the right time and was able to keep Rogue in the fight. That is really big. Well, I expect uNKOE to have EMP regularly has been great. Rogue has been playing around his health packs really well as well. And now uNKOE moving in, looking for the EMP that could put Rogue on top. They only need a single tick. And uNKOE just waiting for reinforcements. He's going to rehack this. Now the question is, how will this engage go down? He's moving in.
Oh, defense pretty spread out though, so it's gonna be hard to get one. NiKo goes down, and they might just hold this. Yeah, they're gonna hold it, not even of their own will, as uNKOE dies quickly. But I think it would have been the smart choice to hold it anyway. A dueling EMP battle will be incoming here. And again, Tempo playing pretty smart, a little bit spread out. Only the tanks really together as Cozy looks for an angle, finds it. Wait, no, that's
EMP coming out, and here comes Dreamcasper for the counter. Dragon Blade out, moving in, takes down NiKo, but it's caught in turn. The Death Blossom ruining his day. Rogue, though, is this going to be decisive enough? It might have been, but Tig slams the door on their fingers. That is going to be a hold here so far for Tempo Storm. Rogue has time here, and they're stockpiling ultimates. I think for them, their ideal engage here is EMP. Everyone uses everything. Brute force this for one tick. There's the EMP, though, coming in from the defense, and AKM is already down. So that's the problem, is that even when you have an EMP and everything up of your own, you need to not get EMP'd first. This is absolutely Rogue's window to win this game and put an end to it now. If they use everything here and somehow don't end up with one tick on the point, we could be looking at a draw. Sound barrier coming in from Rogue, barrier out, pulse bomb out, and uNKOE confused as to where to drop the EMP, but finally uses it just on the Tig here in the back, but that might be enough. It has been flawless for Rogue here so far. Tempo on the verge of losing Volskaya. Dreamcasper coming back in with the reflect, has a blade. This one might not be over yet.
Reflected the Death Blossom right back into AKM's dome, and they are getting the kills that they need. However, Nox still alive. A big presence on this point. Takes down 2. They are so close to getting the only progress they need to take this map, as 2Easy's still in here. EMP comes out.
And EMP comes out late. Cozy get back into the fight. The self-destruct out of nowhere. And Tempo doing their best to bring this back. Respawns are coming back in. Rogue blew everything for this fight here, Hex. They cannot afford to back out. And soon, darting in and around. AKM's still up, but he has finally fallen, and has Tempo Storm actually brought this one back with Rogue. Nary a tick. That might be where we're at right now, Hex.
And all the progress.
My goodness, the resetting. They used everything. Tig already debacked, but down goes NiKo. Dreamcasper winning the Genji on Genji battle on the side. And that helps here for Tempo. Rogue being oppressive here once more. The barrier is out. Everyone's getting onto a point. Not much room for error here for Tempo, and that will be it. Rogue in the final minute, able to finally push this one in what was, to say the least, a Sombra-dominated game. NiKo, the question is, will he be able to have a game-defining blade here? Doesn't have to worry about support ults ruining his day immediately. Ludi's still a little bit away, but no, the window is passed. Ludi can drop the barrier right here, right now. No, he gets cut down. He's not able to drop the beat. The nano boost is in, and NiKo threads it through what was the tiniest of windows. Will be difficult indeed. AKM right now trying to stymie the push as it comes back in, and he does that, just that. Dreamcasper has to run the other way, but in the backline, Wins not as safe on the payload as he might have thought. 2Easy picking him off, and now here comes Tempo Storm, fueled by Dreamcasper. No visor even required, chewing through Rogue one by one. AKM trying to get back into his mech, and he might just do that. He was able to get away. No, he wasn't. 2Easy killed him right at the very end. Barrier is up. They don't have much a combo with it. It's just Rogue, their bodies, and the beat going onto the payload. And Wins gonna be the first one to fall here. Counter engage coming in here from Tempo, and Dreamcasper's still creeping on this tac visor. Doesn't get a chance to use those. NiKo's blade cuts right through. It's a 3K from NiKo, and the blade late into the fight doing its work.
Soon looks for his pulse bomb, but he's punished by Casper. However, late transcend from uNKOE. There's no one with him.
I think someone told Dreamcasper a lie that he does more damage, is more accurate when he doesn't use Tac Visor. Like, just having in reserve, he just has this passive benefit because he has been crushing it. No visor required, going right in. And don't forget, Dreamcasper showed us a really good Genji early in the day too. So as far as standout players go, he's been sublime. But this has changed the dynamic of the game here, where Rogue was struggling. They were at a big ult disadvantage. Now it's much more evened up. Tempo has lost a big advantage, and here comes Nico. Blade is out, gets nothing. The Transcendence stuffing it where it stands, and Rogue now in a bit of trouble here as this fight is going to go against them. They do have a Transcendence of their own, but they're going to have to wait for a regroup to get value out of it.
One last fight for Rogue as they exit here with the barrier in hand and negate some of this pulse bomb damage. A visor will come off from, I believe that's Casper trying to get something. Doesn't find anything though. His barrier's up all over the places.
Barriers up all around. Rogue trying to reestablish. The Transcendence comes out here from Tempo, but it is a bit late. Two people have already fallen. Dream laying in the damage from the back, but now that Nox has a Primal Rage, that is a big wall of meat in the face of Tempo Storm, and it is unlikely that they're going to be able to stay alive in the face of it. And the thing about Rogue is that they're just pummeling through here. It's nothing flashy. They're grinding it out, but now they are EMP'd, and Dreamcasper gets to feast, dashing back and forth. X, I know you might be hungry, but Dreamcasper really isn't after that. He has fed himself to having a Dragon Blade.
Now the window should be open as Cozy will not have EMP for the next fight, and they recognize this. They go for the dive right there. AKM takes down two. Beast Halo and Casper now out of this fight. Pulse Bomb, happy birthday to the ground.
And that was a little bit rare, not quite the engage that Tempo was looking for there. And even though Dreamcasper had the Dragon Blade ready to go in the fight, is not able to make anything come of it. So Rogue now well on their way to getting to the first point. Self-destruct coming in, and oh, Dreamcasper has gotten a bounty. Here comes AKM right in his face, and no, he doesn't go for it here just yet. Didn't want to take the fight when a support ultimate could be coming out, and here's the thing, Hex. They're still doing a good job of delaying as Rogue is struggling to corral Tempo in and around the point.
I'm in third person as high as I can be in the sky, and I'm missing skirmishes. That's how spread out a lot of this is. That everyone is fighting all over the place, but Dreamcasters decides if Rogue doesn't want to reset on their own, I will send them all back to spawn and force them to do so. While the self-destruct comes in over top, takes down AKM, so some trades going on here, and trades from the defense as they continue to stall out. This might be the tipping point here as they finally take out Tig, and yeah, they stalled it out for a long time though. Rogue not going to have as much time as they would like to finish out first. In fact, 2:15, this cart moves pretty slow. We might see overtime here.
A lot of good ultimates on the way for them. They're about to have Transcendence, Tac Visor, and Self-Destruct. This is the real test coming up here for Tempo Storm.
Now, Barrier's going to be even closer too, so they have the closeout ultimates that they need. Force out Transcend, soon finds his counterpart with Pulse Bomb. A nice pullback from Rogue as they counter in with their own Transcend. Destruct over the top just to create some space, and now they can Barrier for the win.
Well, the barrier comes down, and it very well might be for the win. Rogue getting everything they wanted more. Too easy, able to pop one in the back, but that is going to be too little too late. It's only Too Easy and Ludi that are left. Ludi is not even able to get to the payload here just yet. Has to go in 1v6. Not a good look for Lucio, but had no other choice. Rogue finishing off Tempo Storm with 27 seconds to spare. And yet, Hex, I feel like if you're Tempo, if you forget that Volskaya happened, this is a really good showing today.